Okay, we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we are talking to, tell me your names, please.
Lisa Lashbrook.
Stephen Lashbrook.
Stephen Lashbrook. And you live in Milwaukee. And how long have you lived in Milwaukee?
I think I'm almost at 27 years. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm a couple years behind her.
Oh, okay. And why did you move to Milwaukee? Were your parents here, or do you have any connection before?
No, I moved here. I'm a fifth generation Oregonian, so I have strong roots in Oregon. But Milwaukee, we moved here to get closer to the kids' school. There was a school they were going to in this area, so.
Oh, what school was that?
It was called Cascade Valley. It's a private school. You probably never heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One of the different private schools that's existed over at the Milwaukie Center property, if you think about it.
Oh.
Right on the church property.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that private school. Yes, I didn't know the name of it. I just knew it was there. And you? How about you?
How about me? I'm a Midwesterner originally.
Yeah, where?
I was born in Chicago, both sides of my family from the Midwest. It's a good place to be from. And I tell Lisa it's a good place to be 2 weeks a year. First week it snows, and the first week it stops snowing. The 2 weeks to be, especially in the northern Midwest. Anyway, have lived in Oregon most of my life, though, and very connected to the Willamette Valley in particular, and worked for cities, number of cities, all fronting on the Willamette River.
Oh, okay.
That's been my connection.
So there's something in your career that leads you to cities.
Yeah.
Okay, what's that?
So I was, had worked
Wow,
for
that's a long list.
Yeah, I did that work for 45 years, retired about 5 years ago. Worked for, Corvallis, Canby, Wilsonville twice, Lake Oswego, and Milwaukee. And started out as a city planner, basically. Was a community development director, utilities director, and a city manager. Did all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Ran a transit system, ran an electric system for a city.
Oh, goodness.
What did you do in Milwaukee?
What did I do in Milwaukee? Filled in temporarily when Ann had just gotten here and needed an assistant city manager to just help with a bunch of stuff. It was before they hired Kelly Brooks.
He was retired.
I was already retired.
Oh, I see.
Anyway,
There's a little window.
I was into my new career as Santa Claus.
There you go.
Nice career. So when did you two meet?
Well, when I was a teenager.
Oh,
Yeah.
in the
A
Midwest?
long time ago. No, he lived in this area.
Yeah.
We're 12 years apart, so yeah.
She's a lot older than I am. She just wears it so well. And you can tell she's just worn me out into this old person.
Well, how did you meet? And then you both came to Milwaukee? Or did you meet here?
Oh no, we met, like I said, in Canby, Oregon.
Oh, in
Yeah.
Canby.
Uh-huh.
You
So you
lived
want to know
there?
my humorous story that she denies?
It's not true.
Oh,
It could have been true.
It could have been. I think it's true.
It's true.
It's absolutely true. So in Canby, I had all these jobs for the 10 years that I worked for the city and lived there. And every year I was a guest speaker in a social studies, civics class, whatever. Same instructor would invite me back every year, and I'd give a little presentation about city planning and answer the questions for kids if they cared at all. And she was one of the kids who slept in the back row each of 2 years, and that's why she doesn't remember actually meeting me.
I only slept once and it was during a film. So,
I didn't present the film.
right.
I was just boring.
So she said, you again.
Yeah, that was it. She probably sneaked out when she heard I was going to.
So what is your story, Lisa?
We met through a mutual friend
Oh, I see.
when I was about 17, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're robbing the cradle.
Well, it was a long time before we. It's a B movie. We could tell you our love story and you'd go, what?
Yeah.
It took us. We just got married 21 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But known
we
each
fell in
other.
love a long time ago. So anyway, like I said.
Okay.
And
Well, that's
known
not
each
so
other a
weird.
very long time, really.
Yeah, that's not so weird.
I didn't give you all the details.
And what did you do for a living?
Me, I've done everything from daycare provider to I worked in naturopathic and chiropractic offices for many, many years, went on home births. I've done a lot of people-oriented stuff. And then I finished out with elder care, but there's other things in between, yeah.
I see. That's interesting. And okay, so you both just came out to Milwaukee. So you weren't married then when your
No,
kids?
right.
No.
Oh, okay.
That happened about 2 years later.
And the real
That we got together.
attraction, that because I think it's important, was that the older woman who lived in the house had an organic garden in the backyard for 50 years, almost 50 years at that point.
Original owner.
And she's an organic gardener, so I was like, okay, this works.
And we believe that we had one of the original Bing cherry trees in our backyard.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
It
Yeah.
died.
Yes.
It was pretty
Aw.
old when I know, yeah, it was pretty old when we moved there, but that whole area was farm and orchard and, out where we live.
Oh, the whole area.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right,
That's how we came, was farming.
yeah.
So, okay, let's see. And so now you're doing a lot of civic activities? Or are you trying to travel more? Or what's the deal? What are you doing?
I started out feeling disconnected because I lived my entire life pretty much out in the Beaver Creek area and landed here and thought, where am I? It was really hard. It was a rough transition for me going from acreage to suburbia, even though we have almost a quarter acre. So I got involved in my kids' school and eventually ended up running what was an environmental magnet school. Seth Llewellyn was an environmental magnet school. And so I got to know people through that and then got to know about the neighborhood association, and then one thing led to another, and pretty soon I'm over volunteering. And I continue to do so.
Well, we're lucky for that. Yep. And how about you? Just people keep asking you to work for them, huh?
Well, not so much anymore, but
Except for Santa.
through my career, it was lots of night meetings, in Lake Oswego or Wilsonville or whatever. Sometimes my usual thing was I would call Lisa on Wednesday afternoon and let her know that I'd reached my 40 hours and I was still going to put in 20 more. That was really typical. And so anyway, but she would always say, you should come to an NDA meeting with me. I'd say, God, I finally got a night with no meeting. You want me to go to a meeting? So I felt like, okay, when I really did retire, then I needed to volunteer more.
So what kind of volunteer work are you doing, Steph?
So I continue to volunteer as Santa. That's a big deal to me, and hence the appearance, because all those 45 years I was well dressed and well groomed, and now look at me. But anyway,
Well, you're still well groomed. Yeah.
but and I love that gig, and it's mostly at the Milwaukie Community Center and at the Solstice event down by the river, which I'm really hoping is back and fully functional this year after a couple of years without it. But have some pretty good elves to help, and it's so gratifying. I'm not the invite the kids to sit on my lap kind of Santa. I'm the mobile walk around Santa with a box of
Candy canes,
yes. Anyway, and it's just so amazing the stuff I hear, and I don't know
the
what.
best.
The stuff I hear from kids, so amazing, and now I've been doing it long enough that there's some kids I started seeing when they're this big, and then this, I keep seeing them each year.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember them, and they remember me. And
Wow.
Anyway, that's really rewarding.
But you did the
Yeah, all those
stuff
city
and-
committees, I
yeah,
still
did a bunch of
do.
Oh,
A
you
lot of
do.
my stuff tends to be, now that I think about it, like parks and garden
Parks and,
at this point.
yeah.
Nice, yeah. I have to be careful of over committing too, but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, it's a thing.
That's why we're all in this room together, right?
Yeah, that's it.
well,
One of our daughters gave Lisa, I think it's a
Fridge magnet.
fridge magnet that says, "Stop me before I volunteer again."
Same one.
well, I figure once I retire, my job is to volunteer, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I had to make myself, I take Thursday off. Nothing on Thursday.
Good. Yeah.
Good.
You have to. So, you were here for the 96 flood?
That was the year I moved into my house.
Oh my goodness.
My first husband and I we were looking to move, and my friend who's a realtor said there's only a couple things on the market because people have pulled stuff off because of the flooding, and that was when we went and saw the house we ended up buying. The basement was dry.
Yeah. A full basement with no water, that tells you something.
It does,
I don't
yeah.
know if it would do that again in a repeat.
Yeah.
Wow. What else have you loved about Milwaukee?
I liked kind of watching it grow up. I felt like when I first moved here, it was sort of the city of no in lots of ways. Like there was resistance to change, even though change is inevitable. And so it's been really, I don't think necessarily every change has been 100% positive, but I think there's been a lot of really great change. And I think it's a city that really activates its citizenship. And I love seeing a level of involvement go up, it feels like, over the years, and watching, young families continue to want to move here is awesome.
How about you?
Well, I think, for me, some of it has to do with my background in city government.
Sure.
You might remember Alan Manuel, who was a mayor here 30-some years ago. Anyway, he was mayor here when I worked for the city of Canby, and we served on a couple committees together. And I just liked him so much that I ended up coming to a couple city council meetings.
Oh,
I wanted to kind of watch him in action. He was, of all the different mayors I worked for, he was one of the two best at running a meeting. And that's a real lost art.
it is.
And I tried to learn from that.
I wish they would teach it.
Yeah.
It would help.
Yeah, somebody should teach it. He and how I characterized that was, didn't matter what the subject was, how controversial it was, whatever was going on, everybody in the room felt heard and nobody got to dominate the conversation. And I thought, that is quite a gift.
That
And
is.
the other mayor I saw do that was Bob Raff in Canby. That's a rare thing. I
Yeah.
mean, considering I probably worked with 30 mayors over 45 years.
Oh, I bet.
That those two stood out. So that was there.
Great.
Anyway,
So,
I've had so much involvement in Clackamas County that
But specific to Milwaukee.
kind of made sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. But was there something other than that specific about Milwaukee? No, it was about
like
you.
maybe the umbrella parade. You love the umbrella parade,
I
or
did. Well, it's a pretty amazing community, and I still feel that way.
yeah, good,
Yeah.
good.
What kind of activities did you participate in, like Milwaukee Days or any of those type of things? Did you guys get involved in any of those?
So our ND, I don't know if you guys know this story, the Llewellyn Neighborhood Association, I guess at the time the city manager said, we should have some kind of a celebration down in the park.
Talk about
around
Milwaukee
the
Bay Park.
Yeah.
Riverfront Park
around
in those days.
the Christmas
Thank you.
ships and whatever, and pitched it to all the chairs of the NDAs. And Llewellyn was the only one that raised their hand.
Oh my.
And so it started with literally a bunch of pallets thrown into a heap, and
Set on fire.
yeah, that was our bonfire.
What are you talking about exactly?
That was the beginning of solstice.
Oh, the
Yeah.
solstice one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and then
Was
serving hot chocolate out of the back of the pickup truck.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we started.
Yeah, like
So-
20 plus years ago.
Right, yeah. So I've attended, I think, all but one solstice since then. been to Milwaukie Days, the Umbrella Parade, yeah, all those Milwaukie things, celebrations,
yeah.
concerts in the park. We helped with that. We helped start that, and
Those
Yeah,
are
I played the guitar, I think, at the first concert in Ball Michelle Park.
Oh, nice.
Were you
I
guys
went-
active, I'm sorry,
Go
active
ahead.
in setting up the Ball Michelle Park? Because I know that was originally.
Yeah.
A meth house.
Yeah, it was. Like,
yeah, I mean, I was in on all those meetings. I did not go to Salem the day that they went. I think I had to work. I don't remember. I couldn't go, but yeah, it was a pretty exciting time.
Yeah.
It did really change that neighborhood.
Yeah.
For sure.
It really did.
Yeah.
And certainly changed that house.
Yes.
Well, the house isn't there anymore, is it?
Right.
No, but yeah, that's what I did. When I was going to school, they would let us off at Seth Welling, and we'd go down through the little forest there,
Yep.
and then we'd come out on that street, and they were really bad houses,
Oh,
and
yeah.
one old horse.
Aw.
Yeah.
So how long have you lived here, Siri?
Well, I grew up here, so and then when I was about 15, 16, I left and I lived all over the country, different places, and then I came back in 92, 93, something like that.
Just
Yeah.
shortly before, a few years before
It just
me.
felt time to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, your kids, you talked about kids. How many do you have?
We have five. We were the Brady Bunch. He had two, I had two.
And we
Blended
adopted
them,
one.
and then, we adopted my nephew.
Oh, I see. So how old are they?
They range in age from 25 to 53.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The bookends are the two boys, and they're 28 years and 5 days apart, almost like that was planned.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
And do they all live in the general
4 of
area?
the 5 do, which is a real blessing.
Okay.
Within a couple miles of us.
Yeah,
oh wow.
Yeah.
yeah, and all 3 of our grandkids live pretty close.
Nice, nice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And then you have one far enough away that you can go visit them.
Well,
Yeah, we wish we lived closer, but.
Yeah, but, I mean, back to, if you weren't part of that culture, it might be hard for people to understand, but like, both sets of my grandparents came from the Midwest, one group from Indiana, one from Wisconsin, and they 9 kids in this family, 5 kids in this family, they all grew up and left. What's that tell you, you know? And that's just heartbreaking to me to think if my kids had done that, you know.
Well, good.
happens.
That's what people did.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and my grandparents worked at that dairy farm in Wisconsin for, I don't know, forever, and couldn't get any of their 9 kids or 47 grandchildren to take it.
That's something else.
They really wanted me to have it, because I worked there every summer, quite a few summers.
Glad you didn't.
Yeah. When I said, could I make it a reindeer farm, they kind of knew I wasn't supposed to.
Not a lot of milk.
And who knew when I was that age that I would end up
Being
Santa?
Santa. Yeah.
Well, let's see, is there anything else you'd like to maybe put in here about your feelings about Milwaukie, or something that happened that you really think is great, or, I don't know, anything?
I can't think of anything we haven't covered. I mean,
No, I'm
There's-
proud.
okay.
I'm proud of the city's stand about ethnic diversity and getting more people involved in the community, and about all the issues about climate change, because we're seeing it out there.
Yeah.
And again, those of us with kids and grandkids have to wonder what we're leaving them with if we don't do a better job of that.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we're doing this for the 120th anniversary. So maybe you want to say happy anniversary or something to
I would say.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Happy
Happy anniversry.
Milwaukee. We should practice that.
You should have given us a 1, 2.
Okay, let's try again.
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll be added.
Okay, go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
Happy anniversary, Milwaukee.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.